Hey guys, and welcome back for another book haul. Today I have books that are going to range from fiction to nonfiction, things that we're using in our homeschool and things my kids are just reading for fun that might even make some great gift ideas for you. So without further ado, let's get started. First up, let's start with my books from Amazon. This is a book that I had kind of had my eye on and was looking at. It's called Quest of the Dragon's Princess. And then I saw my friend Julie over at Mama to 5 posting about it and the fact that her kids were reading it, and I had to get it. You know, she is somebody who has introduced us to many of our favorite book series, like the Green Glass House series. I think she was the one that actually introduced me to the Vanderbeekers originally as well. And so I was excited to dive into this one. What I love about this book, from everything I am researching and reading about it, is that it is a fun, lighthearted, clean, and appropriate romance and action novel. So my daughter is very into all of the action things and she's enjoying a little bit of that romance stuff, but finding that in a clean way with a godly perspective that puts an emphasis on character and friendship versus on surface level things or relationship or even lust is really, really hard to find. With this is from a Christian author, and there are Christian themes interwoven all throughout, but it stays very age appropriate and is very engaging. It's one that they say will guarantee to make you laugh and cry and enjoy all the way around. It's fun and it's fantasy. It includes Samantha, the princess, who is on the lookout for her Prince Charming, right? And along the way, she meets with a lot of ogres and knights and giants and more. She even goes along with her pet dragon, who's very protective as well, which leads to all sorts of adventures. I can't wait for her to jump into this book, and it's just nice to know that there is one that is clean and safe for her to read. Speaking of my daughter, in Amazon purchases, this new book series from S.D. Smith, the creator of the Green Ember series, is Jack and Zulu. And I actually won these first 2 books from my friend Amy over at Humility Doxology. If you guys are not following Amy, go check her out on YouTube and on Instagram. And she hosts the Homeschool Conversation podcast, where she's actually interviewed the author of these books. Jack and Zulu follow 2 kids in the 80s in West Virginia as they stumble across these realms and they get to go into these magical realms. These are all written from a Christian perspective, so I appreciate, again, clean content that is engaging and fun and action-based. On the back of the book, it describes itself as being written along the same tradition as Tolkien and Lewis, but also having a little Spielberg and Lucas intertwined as well. So this will be right in the realm of what she enjoys reading, and so I'm excited for her to jump into these. 3 other books that we got from Amazon this time around is this Freddie the Fly series. Now, these are all different books and titles within the series, but they follow a similar format, and each are designed to help teach your children about important life skills. So we've got Freddie the Fly Motormouth, a story about learning to listen. We've got Freddie the Fly Be On, Buzz Off, a story about learning to focus and stay on task. And Freddie the Fly Connecting the Dots, a story about learning to read social cues. So Freddie struggles with each and every one of these things. He doesn't understand when his mom might be being sarcastic or seems frustrated or upset. She said it was fine, so isn't it? Right? Well, throughout this, he meets different mentors along the way who teach him really tangible skills, and they expound on these skills. They don't just teach them in bullet point format. So some of these for social cues is like, how are words being said? How is a face looking when they're saying it to you? And how does the body act? Those are great bullet points, but your child may or may not fully get it from that. Well, luckily throughout the book, they go into detailed examples of what this could look like. And Freddie gets the opportunity throughout the story to practice each of these skills. Sometimes he gets it right, and sometimes he gets it wrong. And I love the fact that it's giving a lot of grace to kids who do struggle with these things, but giving them things they can do to improve in these areas. I'm actually teaching the curriculum, Training Aliens by Dr. Melanie Wilson. I did a video on that. If you guys want to see about it, I will link it down below. I'm going to be teaching that in our co-op this year. And so she has some read alouds. She recommends just reading one with each lesson. And so these were books she had recommended. It also has in the back tips for parents if you want to go into more practice or more conversation with your kids. So 3 great books. I got 3 that correlated with the lessons lessons that are taught in Training Aliens, but I probably will end up going back and getting them all. From New Growth Press, I was able to grab the latest in their Bible Verses to Remember series. You might remember the series from previous book hauls. I've gotten the other 3 in this series and have thoroughly enjoyed reading them with my girls, but this one is Christmas theme. It is the best news of all. And actually, I say it's Christmas theme because it's centered around Jesus' birth and Christmas time, but actually the beauty of this is the best news of all, and it can be read all year long. With this, it has different verses like this. Fear not, for behold, I bring you good news of great joy that will be for all the people. For unto you is born this day in the city of David a Savior who is Christ the Lord. Luke 20:10b through 11. And then it goes through this story of understanding the importance of this greatest gift, while interspersing additional verses to memorize and to remember. The illustrations in here are so fun and engaging, and I'm always looking for a good Christmas book to add to our collection. This is a great time to go ahead and grab yourself a copy, because the truth is, if we wait till the last second when it's actually Christmas time, we oftentimes forget, or if you're trying to put books on hold at the library, everybody's trying to get them all at the same time. Next up from Thrift Books, I have 2 books. I got a copy of Ben-Hur. This is a fairly thick book that my high schoolers will be going through this year. And I love the fact that I was able to get it in hardback, because with a book this thick, when you get it in paperback, it tends to break the spine. Now, if you're not familiar with Thrift Books is a company where you can get used books at discounted prices. Be careful to pay attention to the description, because there's like good, better, best type thing, or almost new. And so you want to pay attention to what edition or version you're getting, but I was able to get this one for only a couple of dollars. So I love that. And this one has some really beautiful illustrations along the corner and edges. Oh, and a bookmark apparently. And a few illustrations like that, which just kind of makes it fun and engaging and breaks up some of the long amount of text that you can find within this story. To go alongside that Training Aliens curriculum, we also got another book that Melanie had suggested, and that is Don't Touch My Hair. This is talking about personal boundaries and space, and about a little girl who everyone who sees her beautiful hair and wants to touch her hair, and they keep asking, and she's overwhelmed and overstimulated by that, and obviously wants her personal space. So it talks through the appropriate way that she can respond when she doesn't want people to touch her hair, and what she can do when she's totally fine with it. I think this will be a fun addition to that class, and I'm excited to jump into it. Now for Book Outlet. Book Outlet is brand new books at discounted prices. Everything is guaranteed to be at least 50% off their retail price, so I love to get good deals there. I picked up this National Geographic Kids Ocean book. We are studying oceans with Apologia this year as we're doing Zoology 2. Again, I'll leave a link down below if you want to check out that curriculum and what it looks like. And so with this just has really beautiful pictures and allows them to go a little bit further into their studies. My girls, especially my 1st and 2nd grader, have really enjoyed learning more about oceans through this curriculum and through using Waldock's Way's discovery decks. And so through that, I just knew that they would enjoy getting some more books on ocean creatures. So wanted to pick that up for just a few dollars. This was another book that Dr. Melanie had recommended. It's called Listen, How Evelyn Glenn, a Deaf Girl, Changed Percussion. And so this book came highly recommended, and I'm excited to dive into it. I love any book that shows diversity, especially in abilities, because I am a mom to special needs kids. And so this one just looked like it was beautifully illustrated and well written. So we'll be going through this one when we learn about listening as well. Another recommendation from a YouTuber, my friend Kristen over at Pearls and Oak, had told me about this book, The Train to Impossible Places. And it's supposed to be a really good read aloud. Let me know down in the comments if you guys have read it. But it looked really fun and exciting. If you see the cover, it's got a train and a girl on the front, almost like a house. It just looks really fun. It says a train that travels through impossible places, a boy trapped in a snow globe, and a girl who's about to go on the adventure of a lifetime. So I don't know much about it, but it just looks really, really fun, and we're always in need of good, fun read-alouds around here. Another book to go along with that Training Aliens curriculum is this Bored No More, the ABCs of what to do when there's nothing to do. I thought this one sounded like such a fun book as it goes through the ABCs and gives you ideas. When you're bored, call a friend. Or dance down the hall, make lots of art, rock and roll, question things, take a poll, or send a note. this one will be a fun one to read along with my kids, but also to be a reference tool when they say they're bored. Go check out the book and see what ideas you can come up with. I also grabbed this awesome box set for my daughter of the Chronicles of Narnia. This will be part of her Christmas gift. They have these box sets really affordably, and I was even able to use some of my book credits to get it even cheaper. So definitely check out their book collection sets. We've gotten many over the years that we really love. Speaking of book collections, I actually also grabbed this one off of Amazon for my oldest son as a Christmas gift as well. So definitely lots of fun books that you can grab now for gifts later, or just for fun to read in your homeschool. If you want to know more about the Training Aliens curriculum that I keep mentioning in this video, be sure to check out this video here.